What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Scott Dial YouTube channel. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. I know I just started my morning. It's a beautiful day outside, and hopefully it gets a little warmer here in Texas. It's been kind of cold for like the past 4 days, so hopefully it gets warmer. And yesterday for sure it was warmer, but anyways, today I want to talk about something that I've been wanting to video for you guys for a long time. In my spare time, I actually just go on Craigslist sometimes and just look at trucks, just to see what's out there. Not with any intention of buying or looking to buy. I'm just looking to see honestly what's out there. And there has been a couple times that I wish I had $1,000 or so to go buy a truck, because they've just you find one that's really nice and you're like, man, that'd be sweet to have. But so that's what I do all day. I look on Instagram, just look at trucks, just look on there to just see what's out there. Well, I kind of was thinking about whenever I first found out about diesels, and was wondering a couple of things that I wish somebody could answer. And I had a feeling that there are still people out there. I mean, the diesel community, I guess you should say, it's always going to kind of grow. So I wanted to film this video on what to look for when buying a diesel truck. And I'm not only just going to do a Cummins, I'm not only going to do a Ford, I'm not just only going to do the Chevy Duramax. I'm going to do all of them. Everything from a 5.9 to a 7.3 and all the way to a 6.6 Duramax. I'm going to do them all. And little be known to everybody else that always goes what to look for with the 6.0, what to look for the 7.3, what to look for the 12 valve or 24 valve 5.9. A lot of the trucks have the same things in common to look for, and everybody gets so freaked out about all the little stuff that people say, and I wouldn't really worry about that. So I do have a notebook full of stuff. It is my blue notebook. It matches my blue jacket. I did have to look stuff up, and I did have to research because I don't know everything. I wanted to go ahead and do this video for you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the 12 valves. With any diesel, the first thing you look for is blow by. And that's on every diesel. No matter what year model, no matter what brand, Ford, Dodge, Chevy, you always look at that first one buying a used diesel. The way you check for blow by is there's gonna be an oil fill cap. It's where the oil fill is. You take off the cap and you flip it over and put it on top of the oil fill hole. Now, people all the time freak out whenever the cap is sitting there and it shakes and it just falls off, and they think my truck has blow by. That is not blow by. That is from the engine shaking so much that the cap fell off. Blow by is exactly what it sounds like. The cap is gonna have to be blown off for there to be blow by. So a matter of it just shaking off, that is not blow by. Blow by is where you try to set it on there, but it keeps getting blown off. And a lot of other people also do the choo-choo. It looks like a choo-choo train. You just take that cap off and it's forcefully, there's grayish smoke forcefully forced out of the oil fill hole. And that's how you know that the truck has blow by, for sure. There's a lot of other ways that people go into, but that is the easiest way. Pop the hood while the truck is running, take off the oil fill cap, put it upside down. If it moves, blow by. If it doesn't, no blow by. You can even just take the cap off and look, depending on how bad or how old the truck really is and if it's been rebuilt or not. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. The second thing you should look for on a 12 valve, actually the second thing you should ask whenever you go to look at a 12 valve is the killer dowel pin taken care of? And that's on the first gen or the second gens. And the reason it's called a killer dowel pin is because it holds the timing cover, and the Cummins engine rattles so much and vibrates so much that it actually vibrates that pin out and falls into your timing gears and will completely rip apart your timing on your truck and cause it to where you need to take it to the shop. I mean, and it doesn't cost very much at all to get that fixed. I know another thing to look for, especially on these first gens and the early 12 valves, second gens, is the suspension. You have got to look at the front end, and you've got to make sure that the ball joints are not completely rotted and useless, and the tie rod and the upper control arms and the lower control arms. There is so much wrong on the front end of these trucks sometimes, so you really gotta pay attention to that as well. Another thing, the transmission. Obviously everybody gives Dodge crap for their transmission, so if it doesn't have a rebuilt transmission in it, make sure it shifts pretty good and does not slip in and out of gears. Also, if it has been rebuilt, you need to find out when it was rebuilt and by who. If you live in a southern state and you're looking for an old 12 valve, first gen or second gen, and you're looking nationwide, let's say you go on to, what is it called, Car Gurus, and you put in the truck, the year, and then you put in nationwide, and you're getting trucks up in like Ohio and Indiana. Well, the first thing that you need to make sure and check out is the frame, the cab, and all the fenders and everything for rust. I'm sure the people watching this that might be from up north, Ohio or Indiana, I'm sure you guys already understand. You know what to look for, da 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 da. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the 24 valves. The 24 valve is basically the same thing as in the aspect of, you know, what I just talked about with the 12 valve second gen. Blow by, the transmission, the front end, the rust. A thing to add on to this is the VP44. What it sounds like when a VP44 is going out, it almost sounds like the truck has a lope. It'll sit there and it'll go whoom, whoom. It almost sounds like a hot rod, like when a drag car has like a supercharger on it and the belt has just enough to keep the car alive. That's basically what it sounds like on a diesel too, kind of sorta, but it's a little bit faster. That is the VP44 pump going out. With that being said, I think we can go ahead and move on because they are basically the same truck. It's just different engine, just kind of sorta. There's just a few changes. I think the next truck I'm gonna go ahead and move into is the 7.3 Ford Power Stroke. And the reason I'm moving on to that truck is, in my opinion, it is as close as you can get to a 5.9 Cummins without buying one. Transmission, the suspension, the bodies. I mean, even the first gen, the second gen, and then you have your 7.3s. You know, diesels are mainly a work truck, so it's gonna be hard to find one without scratches, dings, dents, and that has been put through basically hell because they were work trucks, and it's really hard to find one in good condition. So you might either just have to put up with that and decide, you know what, I'm gonna have to buy a truck that looks like that, or you can go for that diamond in the rough, but you're gonna have to pay a lot for it. But it's basically the same thing as the 12 valve and the 24 valve. You check for blow by, you do all that, and this is basically what you do whenever you buy every truck. You kind of gotta check out those things, because all diesel trucks in the front end, the reason that I'm saying check the front end on all the older trucks or any truck that's is that you're buying used, is because all diesel trucks have a beefier front end to hold the weight of the engine. Let's move on to the 6.0, and I had to take notes on this because I don't know anything about Ford and I don't know anything about Duramax. I'm really a Cummins kind of guy, so I had to look all this up, and I actually learned a lot by looking it up. So I'm actually kind of happy I'm doing this video, not only just for you guys, but for me too. Okay, the first thing that I read was check the fluids. Check the oil and make sure that it is not milky or smells like fuel. If it has an oil contamination, the oil cooler is probably bad. And if you have a fuel contamination, then your head is probably cracked. If there is injector, low compression, or glow plug issues, you will probably see that whenever they go to start it up. If it is a rough start and then it idles really rough after it is started, then it's probably one of those three things: injectors, low compression, or glow plugs. And even after it starts and it actually has that rough idle, and then once it warms up, it sounds fine, it probably still needs one of the three. Injectors need to be checked, the compression needs to be checked, or the glow plugs need to be changed. When you go, let's say you warm it up, you and the person that you're buying the truck from, you'll hop in the truck, you'll go driving down the road, punch it once or twice, and then pull over, pop the hood, and check the coolant reservoir. Make sure that the reservoir is not leaking and it isn't wet around the cap, the reservoir cap. Because if it is, it means you have a leaky head gasket, and the way that happens is all the pressure forces that fluid out. And you got to watch people out there, because there are people out there that will drill holes in their coolant reservoir before they sell the truck, so that that pressure is released and you will not be able to find any leaks, and they're basically gonna end up screwing you over, because you're not even gonna get to know that you have a leaky head gasket. So you gotta be sure to check the coolant reservoir. That's a big deal when it comes to the 6.0, and it even goes into the Duramaxes and the common rail Dodges. Obviously, I think I already said that. Check for blow-by, especially on the 6.0. The same way that you do it on all the other ones. Check for the choo-choo. I guess now I can move on to the Duramax. With the 6.6 Duramax, it is the same way. You actually have to do all the same stuff that I just talked about on the 6.0. You check for the blow-by. You check for the coolant leak whenever you punch it. And make sure there's no holes in the coolant reservoir. And if there's a hole in there and you can clearly see there's a hole, just walk away. As hard as it may be, it might be a really nice truck, but it is not worth buying a leaky head gasket on a diesel. It costs way too much for you to replace. The suspension as well, and make sure that those are all, it's all taken care of. Like I said, each truck's gonna have its advantages and disadvantages, interior wise, body wise. Keep in mind that as you get newer with the truck, in some cases it might get a little bit more expensive. Some years are more sought after than others. For instance, the first gens are more sought after than a lot of other trucks, just like the same with the 7.3 Ford. And in some cases the second gen, and a lot of people like the 6.0s. And so I really just wanted to do a well-rounded video for you guys to let you guys know what to look for when you buy your diesel. And a lot of this stuff, I think, except for the blow-by, is something that you should do with every vehicle. Every vehicle you should be looking for oil leaks, leaks of any kind. Make sure the transmission shifts smoothly, because in the end you don't want to spend any more money than you already have buying the vehicle. So, and that is my advice to you guys. Hopefully this handy dandy notebook helped you guys out. I will have more videos coming up soon. I know it's been a little while. I know it's been a long time, but I've just been busy. I was busy with the truck. Like I said in the last video, it is at the shop at this time. I might actually go check on it today, but we will see how that goes. I want you guys to have a good day. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below, and turn on the notification. Alright guys, well with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. It's pretty early in the morning. Still got a lot of stuff to do. So I will come back at you with another video here pretty soon. Hopefully it is a montage of my truck back and running again. That will be exciting. It's about to happen really soon. Hopefully within this week, between today, which is Friday, and Saturday. So that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.